Nothing on my mind but a fresh face. The street raised me up. Vocabulary spilled from the spliff that I lived in hell. It ain't hard to tell. Nothing on my mind but a fresh face. The street raised me up.
And it includes the classics.
Nothing on my mind but a fresh face. The street raised me up. Vocabulary spilled from the spliff that I lived in hell. It ain't hard to tell. Nothing on my mind but a fresh face. The street raised me up.
And it includes the classics.
Nothing on my mind but a fresh face. The street raised me up. Vocabulary spilled from the spliff that I lived in hell. It ain't hard to tell. Nothing on my mind but a fresh face. The street raised me up.
And it includes the classics.
Nothing on my mind but a fresh face. The street raised me up. Vocabulary spilled from the spliff that I lived in hell. It ain't hard to tell.
Greetings and love, peace, health, happiness, and prosperity. Hello, everyone. I know you're like, whoa, a midnight stream? Well, I was just about to go to bed. Hello, everyone in the chat. Let me tell you something. I only expected 5 people to be here. Like, I did not expect a lot of people to be here. I was just going to live stream, say what's on my mind, and then log off and then go to bed. But I'm really shocked by this. And I said, okay, how can we turn this into a learning experience? Many of you all, some of you, most of you know that I was a gym rat, did a lot of things correctly. And then when I took a sabbatical from Celestial Healing, from doing any of my consultations, for accepting any clients, for doing this period, slowly but surely, I started to just stop doing what I normally preach. And it wasn't until I found myself in a hospital with a very bad staph infection as I lay there with machines connected to me. It was an awful experience. The first and last time, and I'm putting it out there in the ethers right now, that I will be admitted to the hospital like that for any reason. I don't understand hypochondriacs. That was an awful, awful experience. I do not understand people embracing hospitals with the loud machines and people, and you never get any rest. People are always sticking you, want to get blood, especially for somebody like me. They couldn't figure out, you know, a lot of things that are not the norm. Anyhow, as I laid there, I said, never again. I will never do that again. And I made good on my promise. That happened in 2018, and I've been going strong ever since. I've been really good. And I'm really proud of myself. And I have been part-time. I've been back part-time into the business. But I've been doing it behind the paywall, dealing with my, doing my round table. So when I saw this, I was really shocked because I was like, Chadwick is not old. He should, and I thought the worst. I thought like, okay, did he get in a car accident? Was there black on black crime incident? What's going on? Then to read that he died of colon cancer. And then I saw videos of him doing a live feed. So let's go look at this really quick here so you guys see what I'm seeing for a second here. So this is a picture of what he looked like back in April. So he has a hat on his head. And he looks real thin here. He was already thin as it is, but he looks real thin here. He doesn't look himself. I remember looking at Aretha Franklin. I'll never forget that day when I saw Aretha Franklin perform on stage, and I got an instant fear in my heart. I was like, oh my gosh, she looks sick. She looks sick. And next thing you know, 2 months later, she passed away. I did not see this live stream of Chadwick, but once I saw this picture, I said, oh wow, yeah, those are signs. So he had colon cancer for 4 years. And I'm going to tell you something as a naturopath, all right? Colon cancer is really easy to reverse. I should know from experience. I've never had colon cancer. But I've had, I can say, 7 to 8 clients in my past who have had it. So it's something that I'm very familiar with, and to my knowledge, every last one of those individuals who came to me for that they're still alive. They're still alive. There's a lot of things they did differently than what Chadwick did. But before I go into that, let's read a little bit of what's going on. Do I want to read here or no? Let's go into this one here. It says actor Chadwick Boseman, who played black icons like Jackie Robinson and James Brown before finding fame as the regal Black Panther in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, died Friday of cancer. His representative said he was 43 years old. Boseman died at his home in the Los Angeles area with his wife and family by his side. His publicist, Nikki, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, told the Associated Press. Boseman was diagnosed with colon cancer 4 years ago, his family said in a statement. That's the thing, I'm like, 4 years he's been battling this? A true fighter, Chadwick persevered through it all and brought you many of the films you have come to love so much. From Marshall to The Five Bloods, August Wilson's May Rainey's Black Bottom, and several more, all were filmed during and between countless surgeries and chemotherapy. Oh, there we go. Yeah. It was the honor of his career to bring King T'Challa to life in Black Panther. Boseman had not spoken publicly about his diagnosis. Let's see. Born in South Carolina, Boseman graduated from Howard University and had small roles in television before his first star turned in 2013. His striking portrayal of the stoic baseball star Robinson opposite Harrison Ford in 2013. Maybe I need to watch that. Boseman died on the day of the Major League Baseball was celebrating Jackie Robinson's Day. This is a crushing blow, actor and director Jordan Peele said on Twitter, one of many expressing shocks as the news spread across social media. And they go on and on and on and on and on. So I thought to myself, and I decided to look up, let me see if we say. Okay, so I read all that now. Okay, he died in his home. Okay, I read that. So I want to look up, let's not look up females yet. Let's look up males. This is the CDC, to my surprise, and I wonder why that is. The CDC has not done a survey like this since 2017. And I wonder why. Like, why is that? Why is it we don't have one for the last 2 years? Where's 2018 and where's 2019? I find that suspect. But we're going to look at the leading cause of death amongst black men. Oh, man, let me turn this off. Sorry, guys. Amongst black men and black women. Okay? So here we go. As you can see, how many were, hold on a second. Persons identified. Okay. So here we have the number one is heart disease. Number 2 is cancer. And it's always been this way for years, actually. Unintentional injuries and 4 homicides. 5 strokes. 6 diabetes. 7 chronic lower respiratory disease. 8 kidney disease. Number 9 is septicemia. I just call it septic. And number 10, hypertension. Now, this is a little cheating in a way because hypertension is part of heart disease. So I don't know why they did that, because hypertension is part of the heart disease. I mean, when you deal with heart disease, yeah, you're dealing with high blood pressure, which is hypertension. You're dealing with strokes. You're dealing with blood clots. You're dealing with heart attacks. All of that's in the heart disease family. So I don't know why that's a little redundant for them to put heart disease, hypertension as number 10 when it's also number 1. Now, all of this minus number 3 and number 4 is lifestyle diet related. All of it, except for number 3 and number 4. Number 3 and number 4. Let's look for the women. Same thing. Well, no, not almost the same thing. Heart disease, number 1. Cancer, number 2. Same thing as the men. Except the men is just the men is slightly higher in the heart disease and they're lower in the cancer. Number 3 is stroke, which is not the case for the males. Number 4 is diabetes. Alzheimer's. Now that's shocking. That's really shocking. And I wonder why that is. Because as you can see, that is not the case for men at all. My grandmother died of Alzheimer's, and my great aunt, I never knew her, but she died of Alzheimer's. I don't know a man today that has Alzheimer's. Don't get me wrong, there's plenty of men who have died of Alzheimer's, okay? But in my family, it has been very common in the women. And then, of course, 6 is unintentional injuries. 7, chronic lower respiratory diseases. 8, kidney diseases. 9, septic. And 10, hypertension. So here we go with the women for number 6 and number 7. No, sorry. 6 and... That's it, just 6. That's it, just 6. Just 6. They don't have a homicide thing here. But we're not going to really, let's just talk about the men for a second here, and it'll help the women indirectly. So what is usually the diet of someone who has colon cancer? Based upon my research and my personal and professional experience, it always include what? Let me go to chat. Well, yeah. What do y'all think the number 1 food item that all colon patients with colon cancer consume? The answer is red meat. And the reason I said red meat is because it includes beef and pork. It includes beef and pork. So you can't say beef without the pork. It includes red meat includes beef and pork. Poultry is not red meat, neither is seafood or fish. But pork and beef are red meats. Every person who has had colon cancer in my private practice. Now, there's a mixture of men and women, and so these are the people who have that colon, have problems with the colon, because these are where polyps form up. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about why that is. Out of all the meats that you can consume, red meat takes the longest for the body to digest. I think the fastest flesh to consume that doesn't stay in your body long is seafood. That goes for scavengers as well. Okay, that goes for scavengers as well. The second is, believe it or not, deer and rabbit and lamb, goat, deer, lamb, goat, deer, rabbit, lamb, and goat. Those are the second meats that doesn't stay in the system that long. And then you get into the poultry. But red meat takes up to 7 days. 7 days for the body to completely digest it. Now, why is that? Well, let's talk about the animal. When people wish to eat meat, this is what I tell them. If you must eat meat, always eat an animal that you're bigger than. Now, I know some of you are like, well, we're bigger than pigs. No, you're not. I don't think you all seen pigs. Okay? Pigs are bigger and fatter, and they way heavier than you, okay? And they're strong. And of course, we already know cows are bigger than you. This is the reason why if you drink milk from a goat, you will not suffer any lactose side effects as if you was to drink milk from a what? Cow. Drinking milk from a cow is meant to turn a baby calf into a 5,000 to 5,000 pound cow. We are human beings. We don't really get that big as human beings. Well, we're purposely, not naturally. Naturally, we're not supposed to get that big, okay? So the thing about it is that these are the meats that do the body a disservice. So when you have chicken, when you have a turkey, when you have fish, when you have lamb and goat and stuff, these things do not affect the body as it does a pig and a cow. Not even close. And you can always tell by just looking, just realizing how the milk, just look at how the milk is consumed and digested by the human body. I'll never forget this. I remember an African family had hired me to come out to their area where they was living, and they had a beautiful little baby girl, but she had all these bumps all over her face. And so when I looked at her, I just basically got a little stick and I put it in a little bit of honey so that she could stick out her tongue, and it was just coated with so much white phlegm. And I was like, this baby, and then also the baby was a little constipated. And you can always tell when babies are constipated because they'll go, and they make this, and some people think they're about to cry. But when I held that baby was like, as if she was trying to push, her number 2 out. And I said, what did you feed this baby? So I said, bring out everything you feed this baby all this week. I want to know what you've been feeding this baby. Sure enough, they got some formula. I'm looking at the ingredients of the formula. Milk. Okay. First ingredient, and then all these chemicals, of course, afterwards. And I can tell, like, the baby was using the bathroom and all this other stuff while she was on me. And I could smell it. I was like, it smelled so rotten. I said, can you change the baby diaper? Because I could smell the baby. And now here's something that's going to really rock you guys' mind. Vegan babies, when they go to the bathroom, it doesn't smell. I know. Shocker, right? Shocker. Why would it? All they doing is eating fruits and vegetables, okay? Why would it smell? But it doesn't. So when they bring me the baby, the first thing we do is at that time, things have changed so much. It's not just convenient now in today's age. But we all drove to the health food store and got some powdered acidophilus. And I think I also got some loose herbs to make some tincture and stuff for the baby to drink out of the bottle. And guess what else we got? Goat milk. Because they were like, the mama was not nursing anymore. I don't know why. Okay, you're gonna have these babies and not do the mama thing, but she purposely dried up her milk. She purposely did this. Don't ask me why. I don't know why. Cause her husband has huge money. Her husband owned a fleet of cabs. I just dated myself when I told y'all that. It was just that far back. Anyhow, so we come back to their home. And then I start feeding the baby the powdered acidophilus. She tore it up. She loved it. Absolutely loved it. And I told them, I said, this is what you need to do. You need to put the acidophilus. I need you to put 1 teaspoon, just 1 teaspoon, into the baby's goat milk bottle. That you put some goat milk, you put a teaspoon in there. Or was it a tablespoon? I think it was a tablespoon. Sorry. Scratch that. It was 1 tablespoon, not teaspoon. 1 tablespoon of acidophilus powder for every bottle of goat milk. The bumps went away in 2 days. And I think it took about several days for the constipation to go away. And then the baby started to, the tongue on the baby film started to slowly go away. And I think it took about 3 or 4 weeks for her mouth to be normal. All because of the cow's milk. That's just the milk. Now imagine how flesh will affect the body. Imagine that. So let's go down that road, shall we? Let's go down that road. Let's start with fruits, then vegetables, then we'll go to seafood, and then we'll skip all the poultry. We'll just go right down to the red meat. Okay? So here we go. If you was to eat fruit, when you chew fruit like an apple, guess what? The pancreas, the digestive system, does not need to secrete digestive enzymes to break down that fruit. If you're eating it raw, what happens? Let me look at the chat again. What happens when you cut an apple in half and you leave it on a table? What happens? I thought that the white list on the tongue came from letting a baby sleep with the bottle in their mouth. Huh? That don't even make any sense. Why would that cause the baby's tongue to be what? Exactly. It turns brown. There you go. All right. Now, the reason why the oxidation occurs is because there's digestive enzymes in all fruits. In all fruits, there's digestive enzymes in there. That once the fruit has been punctured or broken, the enzyme begins to break it down for assimilation through the digestive system, through the esophagus, down to the small intestines, where there's the natural villi that's going to basically that's going to secrete the nutrients, take out the good, leave the old to be dumped into the large intestines. So you don't need anything secreted from the pancreas like hydrochloric acid, and you definitely don't need hydrochloric acid, and you definitely don't need any enzymes, because fruit, when eaten alone by itself, before any other food, it will not stay in your stomach long. So when you wake up and you eat breakfast, meaning that you're breaking a fast, you always break a fast with what? Fruit. Why? Because on an empty stomach, fruit will digest itself without disturbing the digestive system. So now let's move over to vegetables. Now you notice you cut an apple in half, it starts to turn brown. Well, if you do that with an onion, if you do that with potatoes, ain't nothing gonna happen. It's gonna stay, it is what it is. It's gonna stay that way. Why is that? Because there's no digestive enzymes in those foods, in your vegetables. The same thing with your carbs, same thing with your meat. Only fruit have digestive enzymes in there. This is why when you get digestive enzymes from the local store, they come in two types of fruit. What? Papaya and pineapple. Then you may have some regular digestive enzymes that just have the base combination. But if you notice, there's no such thing as a potato enzyme. Lord, that sounds even crazy. Or broccoli enzyme. Or spinach enzyme. No. All those enzymes comes from particular fruit. And a papaya, oh, by the way, I can't stand papaya, but it is so good for you. If anybody has any indigestion, and you probably have any heartburn, papaya is your friend, honey. So then you eat this. You would eat these digestive enzymes when you have problems digesting your food, or you have some problems with indigestion or gas and things like that, blah, blah, blah. So now you're going into vegetables. You cut the same thing with vegetables. So when you eat like let's say, for instance, you eat a big old salad. Well, now you need the digestive enzymes, not the hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid is for proteins. So the pancreas is going to detect, okay, these are just vegetables. We're going to secrete the enzymes to digest that. And that is going to be good to make the food liquefied to assimilate into the digestive system, where the nutrients are taken out. Now, raw fruit and cooked fruit are two different things. Cooked fruit is nothing but dessert. It has no enzymes, no nothing. You're going to have to treat that like a regular vegetable. So an apple pie is different than an apple. Eating an apple is not going to stay long in your stomach. 15 minutes top if you're eating it on first thing in the morning. Apple pie is different. Probably good 45 minutes to an hour. So then when you do with the vegetables, you do the same thing. It's going to have the digestive enzymes. It's going to do the digestive enzymes with cooked fruit. So now you move with the carbs. Same thing. It's going to have the enzymes to break those carbohydrates down. Quinoa, couscous, mullet, pasta, whatever. But now let's get to the meats. I am not a fan of scavenger meat, but it will still be put in the same category as your deep seawater fish, like your grouper, your snapper, your perch, your cod, those type of fish. Those type of fish, along with your shrimp and your lobster, your crabs. These type of meats do not stay in the stomach long. They are easily digestible. And when you have the Mediterranean diet, those of you who do not know, that consists of a lot of fatty fish for so many reasons. Because here's the thing. First of all, fish and anything from the sea is easily digestible in the stomach. It does not cause constipation. It's hot. It never causes constipation. If you get constipated from eating seafood or anything from the sea, it is not that flesh. It is either the sluggishness, or you have a condition, or you have a blockage, or you're stressed to where the stress will tighten up your colon. That goes for everybody. I don't care if you are a vegan or not. When you are stressed, your colon will tighten up. All right, that's just how it is. It is what it is, I guess. So when you eat those type of seafoods, they don't stay in your stomach long. And this is the reason why people like, man, I had Chinese food and I'm still hungry. Well, yeah. Now, first of all, if you're still hungry, it's because, you didn't eat enough. But like people can eat the fish or the Mediterranean or like a Japanese, Chinese, or you can have a Mediterranean meal, you know what I'm saying? And it doesn't sit heavy on your stomach. No, I have never seen somebody eat seafood and then go crash and get the itis. Y'all remember that? Never see nobody. I never see nobody eat a whole thing of crabs and then like, oh, baby, I'm tired. But I have seen that with other meats. We'll get into that in a minute. But that's just that goes to show you that if you're the type of person who has to eat some type of meat, but you want to be a little bit more healthier, then eat seafood. Do the Mediterranean diet or pescatarian diet. Go that route. Now, let's go to the turkeys and the lambs and the goat meats and this, that, and the other. I would have to say when it comes to let's go to the goat meats. The goat meats, the lambs, the rabbits, and the deer. These are more of your what is the fiber in their muscles? These are more, I hate when I can't remember words. These are more of your, I want to talk about the flesh, the muscles, quick twitch muscles in these particular animals, that makes their meat, makes the meat, oh God, it'll come to me. I'm sorry, guys. Let me just do it the long way. All right. When you have animals that are thin and athletic, like your goats, like your rabbits, like your deers, okay, these are animals that are not like stationary. These are animals that don't get fat. These are animals, and because of that, the meat is it's a certain type of the muscle of the meat. It's high in nutrients, but it's also the fibers of those muscles in these animals are easily digestible. Yeah, lean. Oh God, thank you. What is wrong with me? Oh, you know what it is? I'm tired. That's the word I'm looking for. Lean. These are your lean meats. Muscular type of meat. These are your lean meats. These are the type of meats that, saying, if you like, these are the type of meats that don't really make you gain weight. It's just the other stuff you guys put with these type of these meats that add on the extra calories. Okay. And then you go from that to turkey and chickens. And we know turkey and chickens can get really nice and fat, and they have a lot of fat in them. And these take a little longer, just about a couple of hours, 4 hours longer than your other lean meats. All right. But they will not, depending upon the fat content of these meats, they will definitely cause you to be lethargic, sleepy, this, that, and the other. Okay. You just ate some chicken and picked some fat off. Yeah, it's a very, very high in fat. Your lean meats from these type of animals, like your goats and your rabbits and your deers, they're not high in fat. So you have these other type of meats right here for these other chickens. All right, and then so they're high in fat. Now here's the deal: the faster the animal, okay, it is, the faster it will. Look at it this way: the faster the animal, the faster the meat will run through your body. Fish is very fast. We can't say anything about the scavengers. I don't know how to make that sound logical, because we know the crabs are not that fast. Lobsters are not that fast. Crabs are fast. But lobsters are not that fast. Shrimps are fast, actually. So there you have it. But the fish are pretty fast. And when you look at the other meats like your goat and your deer, those are a little fast. And then when you get to your chickens, not so much. They could be a little bit of fast. They could be a little fast. You see, okay, and then let's go to your pig and your cow. These are not fast animals. Okay? And so there's a lot of fat inside the fibers of those muscles in those animals. And they will cause your body to be, to have to spend a lot of energy to digest them. The same thing with the poultry. Now, let's explain why people get the itis. Okay, let's explain why people get the itis. The reason why people get the itis when they eat stuff like turkey or a big old thing of ribs, or a lot of pork chops or whatever, is because those meats are so heavy on your stomach that it requires hydrochloric acid, it requires digestive enzymes, but it also requires the energy from your body that is known to keep you awake, that's also help to eliminate any type of bad foods, to also detoxify the things that you have consumed via liquid or solid foods. So all of that has to be compromised as far as energy-wise is concerned. And so the body goes, listen, we don't have that much energy to digest all this pork, to digest all this beef. What are we going to do? Well, let's take it from the energy. Let's take the energy from them staying awake, and we'll use that to digest all this meat. But what some people do, they get lethargic, they get sleepy, and they go drink some coffee. Or they get a Red Bull, something that's going to keep them up. That's not good. But it does give this false sense of energy to the body for the body to basically digest that food. So when you are a consumer of hamburger, and it's colon cancer is pretty common to people who like meats. Now imagine, all right, Chadwick could have been eating some nice steak or some I know they was on this kick with the because I was reading about it, where they were eating organic grass-fed burgers. And I'm like, I don't care if the cow is grass-fed. I don't care if the cow has hormone-free. It's a cow. It's a cow. Do you understand that? It's still a cow. So then you have this, you have the barbecues, you have if you could just think about it, there's a lot of beef and red meat consumption out there. And this will cause blockages in the colon. I'm sure it's very stressful for a handsome black man like this to get into the movie business, because let me tell you, it's very competitive. Okay? It's very competitive. Because there's way more black female actresses than there is a demand for black male actors. So I'm sure, when did he graduate? Hold on, let me go back in here. And let's see. Hold on a second. Where is, hold on. When did he... In 2013, he graduated. Okay. And when did Black Panther come out? When when did Black Panther come out? Yeah. Let me see. Let me go look at the video. I'm sorry. Let me go look at that. Who is this? 2008. Hold on a second. Let me put this Scooby-Doo idiot in timeout. 2018. So let's see. 5 years. 5 years. It took him to acquire stardom after he graduated. Okay. So 5 years it took him for him to reach stardom. That's very stressful. When you need to have some kind of constant income coming in to live in California, which is very expensive to stay. It's very expensive to live in California. Very, very, very expensive. So I would have to say that with that, along with his stress, but also the diet consumption. But let's talk about, and I can't, let me just say this. I'm going to talk in code because YouTube is not like it used to be. Back in the day, you can really be upfront and honest in reference to the tricks and trades of the medical community, the medical profession. You see what I'm saying? You could really, be down with that. That's not the case here. Okay, that's not the case now. But I will say this: when you get certain treatments via the medical profession, and they're not telling you, "Hey, stop eating this, stop doing that." Let's go ahead and get you. Let's go ahead and get you on some regular enemas. If he has some blockages, I probably would have recommend a colonic or two, just to get that blockage out of the way. But make sure, I'm not really I guess I would use that as a cautionary tale, because I'm not a big fan of colonics, really, to be honest with you. Love enemas, not a big fan of colonics. You really have to be really stuffed up for me to say, go get a colonic. But I have not really been a fan of them. But anyway, and then make sure you have some acidophilus bifidus. Make sure you have the good enzymes in your gut. And cut out that red meat big time. No more dairy on top of that. Every last one of these individuals who came to see me who have had colon cancer, that was just a given. Before I even take them as a client, I tell them straight up, do you have a problem? Never eating red meat again. And then they'll do that word trickery. Well, I'll cut down. I said, I didn't say cut down. You want to never, ever, 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 under any circumstances, eat it again. Now, I have turned away some people because they said they ain't going to never promise me that. And I was like, well, I can't help you. And they're no longer here. And the ones who said, yeah, as long as I can eat my chicken, that chicken is crack. As long as they can eat that chicken, they don't care. Because they can have, instead of having a hamburger, they can have a chicken burger. It ain't the same, but still a chicken burger. It's still a burger. Meat with meat in it. It's still two buns with a meat in it, in between it. So, this is what we're talking about here when we're talking about diet, and we're talking about the lifestyle, and when it comes to colon cancer. And that was the biggest thing for them. I remember one, and I think I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again, because it shows us how what we have in the past, as far as our parents is concerned, will lead us in the future in reference to how we feel about certain foods. Okay? So I remember a man came to me. He was brought to me by his daughter, and he had stage 2 colon cancer. What about iron for women? Red meat is good for that. Who said that red meat was good for iron? I mean, I want you guys to name me. I don't want to say 5. Name me 3 vegetables that are very high in iron. I'm going to see if anybody in the chat can understand, can pass this test. Name me 3 foods that are high in iron, and don't put meat in there. Very good. Oh, y'all know what y'all doing. Y'all know what y'all doing. Okay, I need one more. I need one more. Collard greens, spinach, and what else? I didn't think about that. Kale. There you go. I didn't think about Kimberly. Beets are high. Very good, Kimberly. You just thinking outside the box. Kale, spinach, collard greens. So what's this about beef again? What's this about beef? Who said you need beef for iron? As a matter of fact, these are better sources of iron than some meat. And when you guys start listening to these sick doctors, all right, when you start listening to these sick doctors, you will suffer the consequences. Choose a God. Choose a God. His blackstrap molasses definitely high in iron. It has nothing to do with red meat, but what we cook our foods with, vegetable oils and high omega-6 or polyunsaturated. Stop cooking with vegetable oils. It doesn't have anything to do with red meat. Okay, fake news. Okay, Manny, I don't know who you are, but don't come into my chat spreading fake news. Talking about something, it doesn't have anything to do with red meat. Listen, how about this, Manny? If you love red meat, I suggest you go and take all the hamburgers and steak and all that. Okay, I suggest you take all of that and you eat all that. What's my stance on oils? Well, I mean, the essential essential fatty acids and omega oils are fine. Walnut oil is fine. Coconut oil is fine. But first of all, we're not talking about oils in this. That's not my... I'm not talking about anything dealing with oils. I don't know why you bringing a monkey wrench into my stream. We're talking about colon cancer. And I would like you to show me something that how oils contribute to colon cancer. Remember, this is my channel. And we're talking about Chadwick Boseman. And the reason why he passed away is because he had colon cancer. And I am talking about how red meat, not no freaking oil. I don't know where you get that from. You can't even prove that. Red meat is the #1 contributor to colon issues, including colon cancer. And as a naturopath, every person who has come to me with colon cancer has had red meat in their diet. But because you or Jane come lately coming into my stream, you don't know any of this. So I suggest you be quiet for the rest of the freaking stream. Almost cursed. Because your Jane come lately and you come here. How long have I been on here? I've been online for an hour and you just stop up in here and now you talking stuff. I don't care what most people cook with. What does that have? I got one last thing, and if you don't tell me, I'm gonna ban you. I want you to answer this. What does any of this have to do with Chadwick Boseman and cancer? Excuse me, I was about to say stage 4 cancer. What does anything you have to say have to do with Chadwick Boseman and colon cancer? What does any of this have to say? What does anything you were saying have to do with what I'm talking about? No, you can't do the red meat from grass-fed, still beef. I want an answer, Manny. You got 10 seconds, I'm gonna ban you. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Okay. Tell me, hold on. He passed today. No, I'm not going to repeat it. You just need to be quiet for the rest of the stream. You're coming into my stream late, and what you're doing is you're derailing my stream with irrelevant things that have nothing to do with what we're talking about. So I kind of need you to shut up, because I'm not, you just derailed my stream. Everything you just said had nothing to do with what I'm talking about. It has nothing to do with what I'm saying. I don't care about. Oh, okay, no. Okay, hold on. You hold on. All right. And you come back in here again, I'm gonna time you out again. Okay. I don't care about your sister. This, you know what's, it's amazing. This is what, listen, people, this is what you call distractors. These are people who are distracting you. You're gonna be talking about the rose garden and how beautiful certain roses are, like the pink roses look so wonderful against the yellow roses, and you could talk about the red roses, and you could talk about how they smell, and the scent is so uplifting, and somebody could just come up into your conversation and go, how about them Redskins? Oh my God, they done took the name from the Washington Redskins, and now they just call the Washington football team. Oh my goodness, what they gonna do about them now? All them franchises. And you're like, what are you, we ain't talking about no football. We talking about flowers. You know, and these are people who are mentally challenged, and these what you call look at me people. These are mentally ill people that see a calm stream going, and then they just want to just derail it by saying, look at me, 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 by saying something that has nothing to do with the conversation. So as I was saying, and man, you come up in here again, I'm gonna put your butt in timeout again. You are a distraction. So let's talk about the guy again, right? So the daughter brought him to me, and as we were talking, he was telling me that when he was growing up, he said that his father worked at a butchery plant, where they kill the cows, yeah, and basically chop them up for the butchery plant, stuff like that, to take them to the several butchers, the meat factories, this and the other. Anyway, so he was very happy to have this job, and he was the only black person there. This is way back in the 40s or something like that, 40s, 30s, something like that. And so a meat processing plant, that's probably what it is, Dark Star. Y'all got to help me out with my words because I'm tired. But anyway, so he said every Friday, he said when his father every month would get steak that was given to him by the supervisor because he was such a good worker. And he said he remembered looking at the proudness of his father because they grew up poor. And he said, we eating the white man's meat today. You know, you doing good when you can eat some steak. And he was so proud of the fact that he was one of the very rare people in the ghetto that could feed his family, his wife and his 5 kids, steak once a month. It was a big festival, big celebration about this steak. Okay, and it was the best steak on the market. It was the prime of the primes. So that was a neurolinguistic programming anchor that was put into this man, not young man, he's older man. And he remembers that steak equals financial success. Steak equals I've made it. Steak equals prosperity. Steak equals class. So when he got older, all right, this particular guy began to make a lot of money. Do you all remember IBM? I know it's a long time ago, but he used to work as a technical engineer for IBM when it first got started. Now he had moved up in certain type of position where he was making a big old six-figure with the company. Every Friday, he would eat steak. Now, his wife, she did not, apparently she either didn't like steak or she had some kind of allergic reaction to the steak. And the children could take it or leave it. But one thing never missed a beat was that their father, for over 20-something years, every Friday had a steak. Ooh, gosh. And he had his stomach were really protruding outward. And when I looked at his stomach, I thought to myself, oh my gosh, all that compact waste in his colon. He definitely gonna need a colonic. All right. So we began to talk, and he told me this story, and then he said that, and I said, do you still eat steak every Friday to this day? Well, I cut it down. I don't eat a big prime steak anymore. I just have a half of it. So the answer is yes, you still eat steak every Friday. And he's like, yeah. And so after knowing this story, I asked him, I said, what if I told you that the way of basically naturally eliminating this cancer, because he was at stage 3 cancer, colon cancer. I said, what if I told you that one of the ways of eliminating this is that you have to stop steak, period. You can't eat it anymore. You can't eat that, no ribs, no nothing. Nothing from the pork, nothing from the cow, and nothing from the pig ever again. And he screwed up his face. He was like, well, what's the point of living? Bingo! Bingo! Okay? Bingo! When he said that to me, I said, okay. I forget his name. He passed away, by the way. Let's say his name is Mr. Jackson, I guess. We'll just go with Mr. Jackson. We'll say Mr. Jackson. So I'll say, so Mr. Jackson, one last time. So taking away your steak is like, it's like living in hell for you. He was like, well, I mean, I could see if you just tell me to cut down a little bit, but to have no more steak? No, I mean, I lived a good life. I mean, what's the point of living if I'm not going to be able to have my good? I don't have a lot. I can cut down a little bit, but to take it out of my life. And you know what? Let's look at that. Let's look at that for a second. Steak has been every Friday been his reliable friend. Always been there for him, never let him down, and was there to make him feel good. No matter what happened to him during the week, no matter what happened to him during the day, his buddy, his best friend Steak was right there with him through thick and thin. No matter where he was, anywhere across the United States or even in the world, he always had his buddy Steak. And to take that away from him, which is what he equated to success, to status, to classism, to take that away from him is to take a part away of his soul. So it was like, nah, that was never going to work. And as bad as I wanted to help him, I knew, because they want to do all kinds of things to the doctors wanted to take out half of his colon out of his system and get him a coloscopy bag. He wasn't doing any of that. And I said, okay. I said, you know what? I'm not, because right then and there I decided I was not going to take him as a client, because what's the point? What's the point? If you're not going to stop the very thing that's killing you, I don't need to put you as a client. And so that's exactly what happened. I was like, listen, I'm not going to charge you, but I will tell you this. Enjoy your life. If you want to do your thing every Friday, what's the point of doing half a steak? Just go all out. Because you said, what's the point of living if you cannot have your steak? So if you have subscribed to leaving this planet early, then leave it on your terms. Leave it having a good time. Leave it eating what you want to eat. Leave it drinking what you want to drink. Live your life. And you know, he was so happy to hear that. He was like, young lady, I'm going to pay you anyway because you the only one keeping it real. And that's what he did. I appreciate that money, but that was not my intention. I was going to let him, I was like, I'm not taking you as a client. And if I decide not to take you as a client, you don't pay me nothing. Even if we are in there for 30 minutes to an hour. And guess what? He passed away a year later. So the moral of the story is that, yeah, you got to stop the very thing that's causing you some health problems. Unless you want to go out with that. And with Chadwick Boseman, okay? Let's look at these. Let's look at the stuff again. With Chadwick. When you look at the two leading causes of death with black men, you have to understand that diet is everything. What you eat is everything. It's everything, okay? And you have to take it seriously. You have to understand that we must eat to live, not live to eat. And 43 years old, that's right, it's very young. Okay? That's very, very young. Like 43 years old? What? So we must eat to live instead of living to eat. And I would say that if you listen to my voice right now, my suggestion to you is this. Learn from other people's mistakes. Colon cancer is pretty easy to reverse. But it's just that people rather pass away than to change their diet. They rather die than change their diet. They're like, stop eating this, stop eating that. It's who they are. It makes them everything that they are. But if you understand heart disease, stress, diet, cancer, lifestyle, that includes your diet. These are the things you have to take into consideration that, A, it's not going to be easy, but it can be done. But are you willing to do the work? Are you willing to change your diet? And I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, as a vegan, telling you to not eat red meat, really? You think that's just like the end of the world for you? I mean, like, I just have to shake my head at how weak that is to just think that I haven't said once. When I first started, I used to make my clients go vegetarian. But if you guys can't even go through life without eating a freaking hamburger, you're pathetic. I said it there. Come at me. You're pathetic. You got chicken, turkey, all of the seafoods, lamb, deer, rabbit, okay, goat, all these other foods, and you tripping about some moo-moo cow and oink oink? Okay? The red meat is the main one that you need. Listen, worry about, I'm not doing a consultation. I'm giving you guys a freebie right now. Here's a freebie. Stop it with the red meat. There. Do that. Do that and you're 80% there. If you want a consultation on a complete program, then what you need to do is go to healingpowerhour.com and schedule an appointment. But I'm giving you a freebie. Get rid of red meat, which seems to be mission impossible for most people. Do that and you don't have to worry about it. Okay? That's the thing. I ain't drinking nothing. I'm drinking water. I don't think you want that. So there you have it. So yeah, that's the thing. So I'm really sad that he has passed away. I had no idea he had colon cancer. And this is something else I wanted to say. I forgot that. And then after that, I'll take a couple of questions and then I'll end the stream. So here's the deal, okay? When you sign up for the medical therapies, all right, understand that some of that stuff will take you out faster than anything. And I really rather just change my diet than to receive the treatments that a lot of these medical doctors want to treat you under these circumstances. No way. No way. Okay? And you all know my personal history. Okay? When I had cervical cancer. All right? When I've had cervical cancer in college, I don't think I would have been here today if I actually signed up for those treatments. So there you have it. All right. But it's up to you. It's all it's up to you. It's all in what you want to do with your life, what you want to do with your body, what you want to do with your food intake. But you're going to have to make a decision. And I'm telling you, man, you don't want to be put in your position where you laid up in the hospital with regrets. Nah, dude, I'm telling you, it was not fun. And it's never going to get fun. Okay. So there you have it. All right. So, therefore, okay, guys. Let's see, what time is it? 1:13. Okay, I will be here for 10 minutes and I'll answer. I'm going to be very selective on what questions I will answer. Some questions, I'm sorry, I'm tired, so I'm a little cranky. So I'm just going to be very particular in what I'm going to answer. So if I just ignore you, just take the hint and ask another question. You too, vibrant spirit. No, that's right, honey. I know that's right. Child, please. Like, y'all lucky I'm here. You all have no idea. I've been doing a lot of teaching. Every Tuesday, I'm in my membership site teaching the girls in that section. So I have a different attitude when I'm out on the surface on YouTube. Okay? When I'm on YouTube, I'm just like, I'm very, how should I say this? I'm very selective on what I'm going to answer and what I'm going to deal with. And when it comes to Tuesday, oh yeah, D is a part of that, isn't it? What is your take on being a fruitarian? I'm against it. I'm against being a fruitarian. Why would you exclude vegetables? That's silly. Yeah, D is part of Tuesdays. We get down on there. I can say what I want to say. I speak freely. I give a lot of information. I give ebooks. I do a lot of stuff on Tuesdays. You know what I'm saying? You guys should sign up. Well, I need to fix. We'll see about that. I got to fix it. I got to fix a different price. But yeah, we have a good old time because I feel free there. I don't feel like I'm dealing with certain type of things. Yeah, it's on the hold on a second. Let me show y'all what it's about. Wait a minute. I think I got it in the Yep, I do. Wait a minute. Let's see. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. I got it. Relax yourself and let the sugar low flow. Here we go. There we have it. That's it. That's the round table. I've been doing that since shoot. D, when did I start that? I think I started that back in what? May? April, May, something like that. And every Tuesday we get together and we do a lot of things. So there you have it. Greetings. I enjoy your videos. Great information. Stay safe. Hello from Beverly Hills, California. Well, hello, Hugo. You joined in April? Yeah, I think it was April. Yeah, I think it was April. And I've been doing it every Tuesday. So we've been doing really good. So there you have it. All right there, beloved. So there you have it. Sorry that Chadwick has passed away. This was a huge shock, but we can learn from his mistakes in reference to his health. He did eat red meat. And I think that I don't expect people to be perfect. I don't expect anyone to eat a perfect diet. I just don't. But what I'm saying is that if you all could just stop that, if you all just can stop that, you are more than there. And they say halfway there, you're more than there. You're just more than there. And so, learn from that mistake. It's really, really not hard. And if you really want to reverse it, you just got to go all in. You got to eat the way your body was intended for you to eat. And that is living foods. Living foods. Living foods. That's the way your body was intended to consume these to consume food. Okay? All right, so without further ado, I just want to say you all, thank you so much for coming out. And I don't know when I'm gonna come back out again. This right here was just one that hit me, and I thought I would just take this as a teachable lesson. So there you have it. So anyway, I'm gonna go to bed because I'm tired. I'm tired. So that's right. Eat to live. Eat living foods. Eat living foods. Foods that keep you alive. Don't eat dead foods a lot. Or if you do eat dead foods, just eat a little bit. Okay? So this video will stay up. And if you want to re-listen to it at your convenience, you can. I will keep it up for you, all right? So you all enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. And who knows? I will probably talk to you all next time, okay? Peace and blessings.